Hey there, English learners! Welcome to our channel. We're thrilled to have you here with us today. Today we're exploring 20 fantastic words, starting with the letter D. These words will enhance your vocabulary and boost your language skills. Learning new words is like unlocking secret doors in your mind, opening up a world of possibilities in your communication. Each new word is a key to a richer expression. Whether you're preparing for an exam, aiming to impress in a professional setting, or simply want to enrich your everyday conversations, a strong vocabulary is your key. It helps you articulate your thoughts more clearly and effectively. So let's embark on this exciting journey together. We're here to guide you every step of the way. Get ready to expand your word power and speak and write with greater confidence. Let's dive in and start learning. Our first word is dilemma. It's a noun that describes that feeling we get when we're caught between two difficult and often equally appealing choices. Imagine you have to choose between going on a dream vacation to a tropical paradise or accepting a fantastic job offer that could advance your career. That's a true dilemma.
The pronunciation is dilemma, with the stress on the first syllable. It's quite straightforward.
You can use it in a sentence like, I was in a dilemma about which university to attend, as both had excellent programs and offered unique opportunities. Let's move on to diligent. This adjective describes someone who is hardworking, careful, and dedicated to their tasks. Think of a student who spends hours studying, pays attention to detail, and always strives for excellence. That's a diligent learner.
We pronounce it as diligent, with the emphasis on the second syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, the diligent detective spent weeks gathering evidence, determined to solve the case. Now let's talk about deterrent. A deterrent is something that discourages or prevents someone from doing something, often something undesirable. Think of security cameras in a store. They act as a deterrent to theft.
We pronounce deterrent as deterrent, with the stress on the second syllable.
Here's how you can use it in a sentence. The heavy fines for speeding serve as a deterrent to reckless driving. Our next word is diverse, an adjective that describes something composed of distinct elements or qualities. Think of a garden with a wide variety of flowers, each with its unique color and fragrance. That's a diverse garden.
We pronounce it as diverse, with the emphasis on the first syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, the university boasts a diverse student body, representing cultures from all over the world. Let's explore the word dynamic. This adjective describes someone or something full of energy, enthusiasm, and the ability to adapt to change. Think of a speaker who captivates their audience with their passion and charisma. That's a dynamic speaker.
The pronunciation is dynamic, with the stress on the second syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, the city is a dynamic hub, constantly evolving with new trends and innovations. Our next word is debate, a noun that refers to a formal discussion on a particular topic, often involving opposing viewpoints. Think of a courtroom where lawyers present arguments for and against a case. That's a debate.
We pronounce it as debate, with the stress on the second syllable.
Here's an example of how to use it in a sentence. The students engaged in a lively debate about the pros and cons of social media. Moving on to discreet, an adjective that describes someone who is careful, tactful, and avoids drawing unnecessary attention.
Think of a diplomat who handles sensitive negotiations with diplomacy and confidentiality. That's being discreet.
We pronounce it as discreet, with the stress on the second syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, she gave him a discreet nod, acknowledging his presence without causing a scene. Let's explore the word dramatic. This adjective describes something striking, emotional, or exaggerated.
Think of a stunning sunset with vibrant colors painting the sky. That's a dramatic sunset.
The pronunciation is dramatic, with the stress on the second syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, the actor's dramatic performance left the audience speechless. Our next word is dubious, an adjective that expresses doubt or uncertainty about something. It's often used when we are unsure about the reliability or truth of a statement or situation.
Imagine someone telling you a story that seems far-fetched. You might feel dubious about its truth. This feeling of doubt is what we call being dubious.
We pronounce it as dubious, with the stress on the first syllable. Make sure to enunciate clearly to convey the right meaning.
Here's how you can use it in a sentence. I was dubious about his promises as he had a history of not keeping his word. This shows a lack of trust. Feeling dubious is natural when faced with questionable information or situations. It's a common reaction to uncertainty and doubt. Let's talk about duplicate. As a verb, it means to make an exact copy of something. Think of photocopying a document. You're creating a duplicate.
We pronounce it as duplicate with the stress on the first syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, "Could you please duplicate this file and send it to the team?" Let's explore the word debonaire. This adjective describes someone, typically a man, who is charming, sophisticated, and stylish in a confident and effortless way. Think of a classic Hollywood actor known for his elegance and charisma. That's debonaire.
The pronunciation is debonaire with the stress on the last syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, "He walked into the room with a debonair air, captivating everyone with his presence." Now, let's talk about decipher. It's a verb that means to decode or interpret something that is difficult to understand, like a secret message or a complex code. Think of a historian deciphering ancient hieroglyphics to uncover the secrets of the past.
We pronounce decipher as decipher with the stress on the first syllable.
Here's how you can use it in a sentence. The detective worked tirelessly to decipher the clues left at the crime scene. Our next word is defunct, an adjective that describes something that no longer exists, operates, or is used. Think of an old factory that has been abandoned and is no longer in operation. That's a defunct factory.
We pronounce it as defunct with the stress on the first syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, "The company's website is defunct. It hasn't been updated in years." Let's explore the word deliberate. As an adjective, it describes something done consciously and intentionally, often with careful thought and planning. Think of an artist making each brushstroke with precision and purpose. That's a deliberate artistic choice.
The pronunciation is deliberate with the stress on the second syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, "Her movements were slow and deliberate, as if she were carefully considering her next step." Now let's talk about demure. It's an adjective that describes someone, especially a woman, who is reserved, modest, and unassuming in their behavior and appearance. Think of a graceful dancer who moves with elegance and restraint. That's a demure presence.
We pronounce demure as demure with the stress on the second syllable.
Here's how you can use it in a sentence. She stood there demurely, her eyes downcast as she awaited her turn to speak. Our next word is denounce, a verb that means to publicly criticize or condemn something or someone, often for moral or ethical reasons. Think of a group of activists speaking out against social injustice. They are denouncing inequality.
We pronounce it as denounce with the stress on the second syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, "The organization issued a statement denouncing the use of child labor in developing countries." Let's explore the word deplete. It's a verb that means to reduce the amount of something, often to a significant or alarming degree. Think of a farmer facing a drought that has depleted the water supply for crops.
The pronunciation is deplete with the stress on the second syllable.
You can use it in a sentence like, "Overfishing has severely depleted the fish population in the region, threatening the livelihoods of local fishermen." Now let's talk about deplore. It's a verb that means to feel or express strong disapproval or regret about something. Imagine hearing about a tragic event on the news. You would likely deplore the loss of life and suffering.
We pronounce deplore as deplore with the stress on the second syllable.
Here's how you can use it in a sentence. We deplore all forms of violence and discrimination, and we stand in solidarity with the victims. That's it for today's video. You now know 20 fantastic words starting with the letter D. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be a vocabulary master. Remember, the key to expanding your vocabulary is to incorporate these new words into your daily life. Use them in conversations, write them down, and try to think of different contexts where they fit naturally. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more English learning videos.